Hello everyone, thanks for coming back. The report from Canada continues. I've been watching some of the CNN and other stuff on YouTube. So, in the United States, of course, as we now know, there's Biden is being extremely critical of patriots who want to make America great again. He's calling them worse than terrorists. The man has obviously lost his mind, in my opinion. But in Canada, we are the same. In Canada, we have this man who's just like Joe Biden. His name is Justin Trudeau. His father's name was Joe Trudeau, but he had a different handle because Justin Trudeau's father, oh, here he is, this man, he had 6 names: Joseph, Philippe, Pierre, Yves, Elliott Trudeau. He chose Pierre out of his many names because he wanted to sound more intellectual, and he could speak French and he spoke English. His mother was English, from England. Father was French, from Quebec. Anyway, this man, Justin Trudeau, the son of Joseph, he has been lambasting news groups that are critical of him, because our national broadcaster, the CBC, he bought them. He paid approximately $600 million, and then plus he gave them another $100 million before the election, so that they would not say anything critical about him. And then, of course, he made we have a coalition government, which they don't want to call it, but this man's name is Jagmeet Singh. And without Jagmeet, he made a king, really. This man became king. And in the caucus of his Liberal Party, they're ruling tight little groups called the caucus. And they get to make decisions. They tell judges what to do. They tell the police what to do. And even very recently, Dr. Tam, who has been the woman that's been, apparently she used to be a man. She's got a sex change and is a woman now. That may be incorrect, but I've read about this, and she's not willing to talk about it, or if she is, I've not heard anything from it except that it may or may not be true. So if it's not true, my apologies, except that she certainly doesn't look feminine, let's say. However, Dr. Tam says that the way that the mask thing was handled in Canada came from the caucus. Who runs the caucus? This man with an iron fist. And you may not say anything critical about him. He keeps talking about transparency, and he's going to be transparent. There's a woman in this picture. He fired her because she wanted to charge SNC Lavalin. Here's another despot from Quebec. His name is Brian Mulroney. He sued the Crown for $50 million, and the judge gave him $50 million, and he had appointed the judge. Speaking of appointments, this man appoints all the judges too. This is the way we do it in Canada. There is no sober second thought, as they call the Senate, which is full of ex-hockey players and ex-journalists who work for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, so we're kind of screwed here. Anyway, this man says, he keeps saying it over and over, that he's protecting our kids. For 2 years, kids couldn't go to school. They had to wear masks. They are suffering psychological damage, which is child abuse. Compliments of this man. Denmark didn't do it. Sweden didn't do it, and neither did New Zealand. They put a stop to it all. And for some reason, this man thinks children are dying by the hundreds of thousands, and they are not. The people at risk were in their late stages of life, which is not unusual, you know. Anyway, the way we're living in here in Canada is it's a mirror image. In fact, we might even be leading the way to communist thought, communist government, totalitarian regimes. Okay? And this Chrystia Friedland, I think her original name was Friedland and not Freeland. Her ancestry is from Nazi Germany. Isn't that interesting? She hid it. She said she was from the Ukraine. That's not true. That's not true. Her mother was born in Germany, I believe. She says her mother was born in, I don't know, something in Ukraine. You'd have to look it up. She might explain it to us again later. However, I got to get going. I just want to make a short one to clear that up, that this man keeps saying he's saving us. He didn't save anyone. This man actually brought 1 million immigrants into Canada illegally through Quebec. And they don't work. They don't speak English. They don't speak French. The immigration laws have been totally ignored. And we have a thing now, this is rare because I don't remember ever in my life, and I've grown and raised here, that we had an oversight committee. Well, we have one now. This man suspended it. doesn't want oversight. Well, what happened to transparency? This man is a dictator, as they call him in Europe. He's a dictator. Canadians can't see this because our media has been bought, the police are bought, the judiciary is handcuffed, they may not speak. We're screwed. Thanks for listening. Goodbye, everyone. Try to keep your head up and your stick on the ice. Bye-bye now.
Wow, Pedro gives you his special gypsy glasses and this is what you choose to look at? Pedro is not very sorry for you. Oops.